I do this because I have to. Because when I open my eyes and take that first deep breath, the ache is still there, still thudding in my chest, still jackhammering in my guts, still pounding in my head like Phil Collins, coming in the air tonight, and I think, as the morning conspires to blind, this is what Batman must feel like. After a thankless shift in the streets of Gotham, after beating thugs and flushing drugs and throwing the Riddler back in Arkham, that release of vengeance and violence and righteous anger must be like a distant, wet dream. But now he has to wash off all those sweet stains, don a flimsy mask over British butler platitudes, to play the role of an Armani corporate shark, swimming in seas of ants, lugging sugar back and forth between steel and concrete hives, saving every speck for 2 weeks of all-inclusive sin in a land where the children huff glue to bear another day of making clothes for the plus-size retirees who will be fucking them next Christmas. Riddle me this. The world's greatest detective I am not, but it doesn't take Sherlock to piece the clues in this sick mystery and unlock what this all boils down to, a small cock and traumatic history. Like the Waynes gunned down in Crime Alley, parents fell like pearls in puddles, and little Bruce, who was born to a life of hot girls and fast cars and star quarterback huddles, instead fell into a lifelong fever of jet black mobiles and clown nightmares, and spandex teen birds with green underwear, Cape psychopath or sexual tourist. What's worse? Boy, sometimes I wonder. But at least the Bat takes his rage and, stealing from Freud or a Jungian page, looses the beast to put the bad man in a cage, to do some good with a broken soul teeming with shadows and hate in the cracks. It must be a struggle in every waking moment when he sees the world for what it is, when each step in a Bat boot is like running a marathon through streets that teem with junkies and kings and fools, all working for the same bank. It must take balls like planets dangling in a pouch or on your shiny belt, not to pop and make it all disappear, just wobble the eye like an anime villain and go Nagasaki in a wave of psychic fire. That's right, Kaneda. Fuck your fucking bike, 'cause I'm the goddamn Batman. But we aren't like him. 4 colors on the new release rack. No, we're just a bunch of passive-aggressive hipster ants, afraid to tap that primal vein of black. Work and drink and shop and die a round of golf or a new pair of tits, hoping for a hole-in-one before we cry our final insect tears. Or, like the weakest in the colony, become so crushed by the act of living, egged on by billboards and religious wars and double penetration whores, that we barter our sugar and our souls for blowjobs on distant shores from small-mouthed girls who will never be able to pronounce our godforsaken names. So I do this. Because I can't do any of that. Because when I close my eyes and take that final breath, the ache will be forgotten. No regrets in this chest. No guilt in these guts. No karma on my soul, screaming like Dave Grohl, one last thing before I quit. And I'll think, as a signal shines for me above the clouds, this is what Batman must feel like.